Right guys, so today we're going to be talking about the TRS stick training aid. We're going to talk about why it might be beneficial for your game and how to properly use it. Okay, so TRS stick, firstly, let's just talk about how to actually set it up with your golf club. Okay, so you're going to make sure you unscrew the bolt that it's with. From there, there's going to be, it opens up and you're going to then pop your club in like you can see there. It's going to come in with the butt end of the grip. Okay, close that back up and pop the screw back in. One thing to add is I've got a standard size grip here. If you go into kind of jumbo or even more, it can be a little bit difficult to get it tight, well not tight, but get it on. It just needs a little bit of force, it will go on. And if you've got a really, really thin grip, maybe kind of junior size, it can be a bit difficult to keep it on. It can be a little bit wobbly at the top. It should stay on for the kind of shots we're hitting with this aid, but just bear that in mind. That's on nice and tightly now. We can talk about how to actually use this aid. Now, again, right-hander, when I set up to this golf ball here, okay, I'm going to set up with the middle of my stance. I've got an 8 iron. That's the kind of club that I'd recommend using, or a 9 iron. When I set up to this ball, I want to make sure that the stick is along the left side of my body. Now, you can see when I set up how pronounced my hands are ahead of that club head. Okay, so that will feel a little bit weird and it will feel difficult to get used to for the moment, but this isn't about setup changes, this is about impact changes. So what in impact is it changing? Now, TRS stick stands for tour rotation stick. Very prominent word there is rotation. So we're kind of making sure we increase or develop the correct amount of rotation through impact. So what I mean by that is a problem with a lot of golfers is coming into impact, they stop rotating their body and they let their hands take over. Now, when I do this, so see my body's not rotating, my hands start flicking and taking over, what's happening? You can see that stick is hitting my side. That's not what we want. With this training aid, it's trying to make sure that stick doesn't hit your side. And we're going to achieve that by rotating our body properly through impact and keeping those hands ahead of the club head. Two problems people suffer with when using this training aid, and I've seen it myself with clients, getting them to use it. To try and avoid the stick, people's minds and bodies do different things, okay? We kind of think of it as a task. Don't let it hit our body, yeah? So people start doing this. Number one, they push their elbow up and out. So you see this action. They don't actually turn their body. They're missing the stick, great, but they start to chicken wing, and that's going to cause problems, okay? Number two is when they're hitting the ball, rather than not pushing the elbow out, but they start to push the club head out and right, out and away from them. Again, missing the stick, but they're not rotating. Pushing that club head out and right, that's going to cause shanks. The reason that's causing shanks, you're pushing the hosel, which is the strike point of where you're going to shank it, pushing the hosel towards the golf ball. So you need to make sure that you're not doing either of those two things. What I try and get people to think about is through impact. Obviously we talk about turn and hands forward, but I like the feeling or the thought process of low and left. I mean by getting that club low and around the body. Okay, and that gets people starting to turn and not shanking it. Okay, so just make sure if you use this, get the feeling of rotation and making sure that club exits low and around your body. Now, last point I need to make on this is making sure you don't hit full shots, okay? So I knew on their website they said don't hit driver because they can break. It's not about hitting full shots here. This is learning the impact position, okay? So we don't really need to do much more than that. I don't want you creating a big long backswing. I don't want you to create a big follow through, okay? I only want you doing half swings, going kind of hip height on the way back, hip to chest height on the way through. It's just understanding impact and just past impact. Okay, it's just about rotation, it's just about keeping those hands forward, and it's stopping you doing this action. If you start hitting full shots, it's like this is going to smack your side and it could break. Okay, they're not indestructible. So make sure if you're using this, it's only for half shots. So what do I think of this training aid? I think it's really good. I don't know how people haven't come up with it sooner, to be honest. What I had been using prior to this was just popping a alignment stick kind of 3/4 of the way down the club, and then it was sticking on at the end, so I'd tape a club up. But the problem with that was it was on your grip, so it was really, really awkward to hold, whereas this just sits on the top end of the club, you're not gripping it, and it still has the same feeling. So I think it's a really good training aid. It's been massively popular over the last 2 months. And if you suffer with that problem of getting the hands too active and not rotating, this is a fantastic aid to teach you the right way to move. So guys, obviously if you're in England right now, we are in lockdown again. I don't know how long that's going to last for, but I am offering online coaching. So if you can have a fantastic setup like this, just some towels, let's start an online package for yourself. So I do that via the Golf Coach app. You can download that on your smartphone or tablet, and it'll ask you there for a coaching code. My coaching code is Jamie Crocker Golf, all lowercase, no spaces on there, and we can tailor an individual plan for you to still keep your game sharp throughout lockdown. So thanks very much for watching, guys. Please let me know in the comments what you want to see next, because I'm trying to figure out some ideas. I'm struggling a little bit with the lockdown that's going on. But thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you all very soon.